Alright, in this video we're going to be solving some word problems that involve the solution of linear simultaneous equations. So the trickier part here is not going to be solving the equation but setting up the system of equations that is going to be correspond to this particular problem. So we start by saying that Amy bought 2 ice cream cones and 3 bags of chips for $22. And at the same shop, Jeremy bought 1 ice cream cone and 2 bags of chips for $13. How much does each item cost? So we have 2 variables here. We have the ice cream. So ice cream is one of the things that we want to find out how much it costs. So let's call this one, let's call it I. Okay, I for ice cream. And then we have the chips. We're gonna call them C. So what we need to do is we need to set up 2 equations because we need to find 2 unknowns. So let's see what the information is giving us. We have Amy bought 2 ice cream cones plus 3 bags of chips for 22. So 2 ice cream cones plus 3 bags of chips should be equal to $22. So that's one equation. Now for the second one, we have Jeremy bought 1 ice cream cone, so that's I, and then 2 bags of chips plus 2C, and that was a total of $13. So at this point, one thing we could do is we could use the method of elimination or the method of substitution. Let's use the method of elimination first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the second equation by 2. So we have 2I plus 3C equals 22, and then the second one becomes 2I plus 4C equals to 26. And I'm gonna subtract the 2 equations to get rid of I. So this becomes 0, this becomes 7C, and then we have 22 minus 26, that's minus 4. So C is going to be equal to minus 4 on 7 according to this calculation. Actually, that's wrong. This should be, so that should be, made a silly mistake here because I'm subtracting. That should be minus C. So that's minus C, so therefore C has to be equal to 4. Or basically this is telling us that each bag of chips costs $4. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense because we would actually have a negative amount of money, which just doesn't make sense in any way. So we already found the value of the chips. So now how about we find the value of the ice cream? So now what we need to do is we just need to plug in this value into one of these equations. Let's do the second one because it is easier. So we rearrange everything for I. So this is going to be 13 minus 2C. And now the value of C is 4. So this is going to be 13 minus 8. That's going to be 5. So the value of each ice cream is going to be $5. And that's it. That's our answer. So this shows you one application of solving simultaneous equations. And in this case, it was quite useful for finding out how much each item costs in case that they didn't actually notice the prices that were marked on those items. Now let's do another example that's a little bit more complicated. So the length L of a rectangle is 5 centimeters longer than its width B. So we have one variable here and another one here. If the perimeter is 84 centimeters, calculate L and B. Now, with this kind of question, the best thing to do is to draw a diagram. So let's draw a rectangle here. Okay, so let's just indicate that those 2 sides are equal. Those 2 are equal as well. And we have right angles all the way here. Now the length, let's call the length the longer side, and then the width is just going to be here. So according to the information given on the question, the perimeter is 84 centimeters. So that means that we're going to have 2 times L plus 2 times B should equal 84 centimeters. So that would be the equation for the perimeter. And that's already one equation. But how about the second one? Well, we're given that the length L of the rectangle is 5 centimeters longer than its width. So if we interpret that correctly, it is telling us that L is equal to B plus an additional 5 centimeters. so we have equation 2. And if you notice carefully, this kind of setup is much better for substitution. So let's do just that. We're going to grab equation 2, we're going to insert this equation into equation 1 and solve for L, or actually solve for B. So we have 2 times B plus 5 plus 2B is going to be equal to 84. And then we're going to have to expand, so 2B plus 10 plus 2B is going to be equal to 84. And then 4B is going to be equal to 84 minus 10, which is 74. And then we have B is equal to 74 divided by 4. And let's see if that comes out as a, well, we can just say it's just 18.5 centimeters. So that's going to be the length of that side B. And now in order to solve for L, all we need to do is we need to add 5 centimeters to that. So L is going to be 18.5 plus 5 centimeters, which is going to be equal to 23.5 centimeters. So now what we can do is we can actually check that this answer is correct by plugging it back into the first equation. So we should actually get 84 centimeters as the perimeter. So that's 2 times 23.5 plus 2 times 18.5. Now this one is going to be, that's 47. This one is going to be 36, 37. And now we have 40 times 30, that's 70. 70 plus 7 is 14, so that's 84 centimeters. So indeed, that's the answer for that question. So hopefully these two examples have shown you how to convert a word problem into a system of linear equations, and how you can use both methods of either elimination or substitution to actually find those values that you're being asked for.